Hey, welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown along with Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta.
All right.
Welcome back, dude.
Yeah, man. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Yeah, a lot going on
Tuesday.
today. A lot going on today. We're in the middle of watching the Braves self-destruct, as all Atlanta teams are known to do. You have to keep me updated on the score. My iPad's on notes page. I don't have the game up anymore. So,
ooh, tough one there. Actually, I should probably bring that up, huh? Just in case. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was wearing my Georgia State Braves branded hat to wear during the show right now. But then we gave up those 3 runs to tie it up. And I'm like, I don't want to be associated with this garbage right now. I'm not wearing that hat. I'm not committing to that right now.
I went to the game on Sunday, and I wore the last year's hat, or 2 years ago. Sorry, forgot last year didn't happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, last year was the year that it was the Marvel in-game blip. You know, that instead of 5 years, we had 1 year that just didn't happen. We all lived in the quantum realm or whatever. Now that we've lost all the non-nerds, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually drinking the liquor right now because it's been a rough day, man.
Already?
It keeps getting rougher. Well, you know, typically when we do this, we start off, we talk about, you know, our football team or basketball team or the latest Georgia State news. It's not really Georgia State news, but it is some big realignment stuff, which I normally keep to the end of the show because people get bored with that pretty easily, except for me. I love it. But I didn't love it today so much. I guess I didn't love it last night so much.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew it was coming, right? All the rumors started swirling a little bit over the weekend, got a little louder on Monday, and then just unleashed today.
Right. So, I mean, we had already heard that, you know, the rumors from Cobb were that we would turn down an invite. I've had one, which, you know, you never turn down an invite. Invites are only extended to teams that have agreed or they've already done the back deal behind the doors kind of a negotiation. But basically saying that we were not pursuing an invitation to the AAC. So we kind of knew that was happening, and we knew about all the rumors, but the teams are going to kind of go. But man, seeing those tweets coming out last night and then confirmed today about Charlotte, UTSA, North Texas getting into the American when that had been our established like goal since we joined FBS football, at least. That it really kind of came home, and man, I was in a bad spot earlier today. How about you?
You know what? Man, it hurts. I don't know. Like, you read the list of schools that are joining, and you're like, well, we sound like a lot of those schools. Why aren't we joining?
They went very heavy on the Texas side of this whole thing, didn't they?
Texas and Owls is what I've been reading. Lots of Owls in the conference.
I don't even know the mascots of these teams.
Yeah, FAU. I think there's Rice Owls. Yeah, there's 2.
Rice
there's
Owls.
Third owl somewhere in there.
Oh, I didn't hear Kennesaw State's actually going to the American.
Kennesaw State's moving up.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we were Owls at one point. Didn't we have like a 3-year stint of being the Owls? We were the Owls first. We had a 3-year stint of being crimson colored.
Exactly. When they had that guy from Alabama come in, actually Alabama.
Evening School of Commerce. When we were the Evening School of Commerce, like the shirt that I'm wearing says we were the Owls. So that was unplanned, not scripted at all. But man, yeah, I was in a bad spot earlier today. I was very, very frustrated, very, very irritated. Started writing a lot of emails to a lot of different people, and I'm not very good at words, so I didn't do that. Where do you stand at this right now?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of schools of thought out there, right? You have one school of thought that says our AD didn't do anything and just wants to sit where we're at and not touch anything. I don't know if I believe that. I'd have to assume there's some thought going on onto next moves. I mean, I tried to understand not being in this list of teams joining the AAC.
Well, so we had a letter came out from Old Dominion talking about how from their athletic director today saying that they were striving to make Conference USA the best it can be, and they were committed to that. Blah 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 blah. Then you have the athletic director from Marshall who puts out a tweet saying that we're examining everything and we strive to do what's best for Marshall, which is funny that he didn't say anything about staying with Conference USA, making Conference USA better. We'll talk about
Sure.
future Marshall plans later, but I want to hear something from Cobb. I want to hear something directly from him. We were sold a bill of goods from right when we went to FBS that back then Big East, now American Conference, is where we felt like we belonged, and that was the kind of, I don't want to say end game, but that was the long-term goal back then, was to join with this conference. And so we've been going for that the entire time. We've been beating our chest that Americans where we belonged. And granted, they lost their biggest heavy hitters in Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF. But still,
very exciting teams that we want to be in the same conference with, right?
Exactly. But even then, still the teams that were left over still looked a lot more like us than any team in the Sun Belt, any single team in the Sun Belt. So it was still, American was still the goal, the plan. And then to come out and say that we have no interest in it, and then to see the likes of North Texas is the one that really gets me. See the likes of North Texas get into the American where we thought we were supposed to be. It really hurts. It really chaps my hide. And I just want some explanation. And I know it's going to be all, for lack of a better term, coach speak. But because he's not a coach, right? But I want to hear something. Talk to me. Tell me something. Why did we decide to stay in the Sun Belt?
Well, let's formally extend an invitation to Charlie Cobb. Come join the podcast. Let's talk. No?
Yeah, Charlie, come on, man. Come on and talk.
We're all friends here. Just join the podcast.
I will drop some post-meridium cocktails off at your house, and we can all share those together while we talk about what the hell just happened. So, okay, like I said, I was pretty frustrated and irritated, and actually somebody on PantherTalk used the word deflated, and I think that was the best word to think about it, because like so pumped up and prepared for this, and then to see what happened, I was just deflated. I don't know how I feel about it now. Several hours to process it. I don't know. Is the American, the way it's constructed now, is that the conference we want to be in, or do we want to be in the Sun Belt with possibly some additions?
I mean, one theory I have in my head is, we got a lot of facility expenses coming up, and when we were just like, hey, we're not ready. Like, we can't raise the money. We're spending the money, and maybe in a year or 5, when one of the other teams that probably wants out of the American leaves, that opens up a spot, and we just slide right in there.
Yeah.
Memphis probably wants out, right? Wichita wants out apparently before anything was announced. They just knew it was coming. They're like, get us out of here. Right.
Do you think Memphis even voted on this at all, or will vote on this? Or they're gonna be like, we don't care. We're gone.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Just keep giving my $7 million check until we're out of here. Do the other schools like forfeit their voting rights when they announce they're leaving? So like UCF and Houston, Cincinnati, they don't get a say in this at all?
I would assume there's some kind of restriction, right? I mean, they could like try to screw over the conference as they leave.
Exactly. Be petty and bitter about it. Like, nope, you guys don't get anybody. We'll approve North Texas. That's the one we'll allow in, but you don't get UAB or anybody else.
Yeah, you got to think like, I mean, losing Houston, losing UCF, and losing Cincinnati. Outside of Memphis. And sort of USF, what's left in that conference that looks exciting to you? That would like energize our students and our fan base. I just don't see it really.
Well, I mean, it's not even so much to me about the excitement factor of it. It was literally being around other universities that were like us. And as much as I dog on everything Louisiana, and I will always do that, you have Tulane in New Orleans, you've got Temple in Philadelphia, you've got big city market teams. You still have Memphis for now. What is USF's in Tampa? Is that right?
Tampa, yep.
Yeah, so you've still got these cities, and even now with the additions they have with Charlotte, obviously nowhere near the size of Atlanta or the economy that Atlanta has. San Antonio, there you go. It's a big city, relatively speaking. It still looks more like our schools, and I was told that we wanted to be in a conference of peer institutions, so maybe I'm just letting that go too far and not wanting to change my line of thought. But I want to be in a conference with my peer institutions.
I do too, but I don't know. I mean, the new AAC doesn't really seem that sexy. I don't know. I mean,
Well,
when you
look at it
remove
this way.
UCF and
Well,
Cincinnati and Houston, those are like the three big ones.
all right, would you rather play UAB every year or Troy?
UAB.
Okay. I was going to say, do you want to play Charlotte or App State? But App State probably
App
does
State.
win out. App State probably wins out in that one. Do you want to play Texas State or San Antonio, or Rice for that matter?
I don't think that matters.
You don't think it
Not to me.
matters?
Not really. I mean, all the Texas schools, whatever. Shake them up in a ball. Whatever comes out, we're playing it.
Especially North Texas. The mean green, is that what they are? The mean green?
Yeah. I mean, what if, like, think about it this way. I mean, obviously they rated CUSA just like they always do, right? I mean, what if App, Louisiana, Southern, Coastal, they all left? Would you like the Sun Belt?
Well, who do we replace them with?
I don't know. You'd replace them with the bottom dwellers of CUSA. I mean,
Well, God, no, of course not. That's
it's
not what
like,
I want to do.
I don't know. I mean, we could be, as weird as this sounds, in the right place for now. Although I still want to be in the American.
So I thought about that a lot as well, right? I thought about that a lot as well. I want to be in a conference doesn't sound as stupid as Sunbelt. I thought about that a lot as well, and if we were dominating, if we had an administration in place that I felt like was dedicated to making Georgia State the best football program, best basketball program, but we're talking about football right now, the best football program they can be, I may feel a little bit better about it. Yeah, sure, we're the outlier, but we're crushing all of our opponents, or we're at least competing for championships every single season. And of late, I'm not feeling like we have that kind of dedication from our head coaching or our head coach from Coach Elliott. You know, he doesn't live in the state. He's made comments about, hey, I'm not one to talk about, drinking beer or anything, but, his first thing he wants to do for the out of conference is to have a beer, kick a couple of his feet and have a beer. And I'm like, I want someone that sounds like they're dedicated. Though he said at a spring tour that he doesn't want to sell the program to Georgia kids. We're getting out, everybody's going to find it. I don't know. I just don't feel like we have that dedication to making Georgia State the best it is. We have the dedication to keeping my job. Status quo. Well, it's a great phrase because Ben put together that little Panther cut on Panther Talk today, kind of like the reasons.
What are the top reasons? Like just little bullet points. Throw them out there.
They weren't reasons. They're excuses.
Yeah.
It's not a compelling argument. Hell, one of them was to compete with Georgia Southern every year in all sports. There's a thing called out of conference schedule.
Could always schedule every year if you want.
When we were in a different, before we had football, we still played Southern in every single sport for the most part, to my knowledge. So we can still do that. And I know, yeah, sure, we have several years of football already pre-booked out.
Right.
Sure. Dump out your FCS program, put Southern back on the schedule. I mean, obviously, Tech and Georgia, so many other in-state rivals play each other every single year. We could still play that out of conference. So I don't want to hear that we need the ticket revenue from Georgia Southern as a reason to stick into this conference. And then one of his last bullet point was status quo. And yeah, no, I don't want status quo. I want to be getting better every single. What is it? What they say? Get better every day. I want to get better every single day, and status quo is not getting better.
No, I mean, status quo is not where we should be landing at all. We have lots to do. I mean, fan support, fundraising, like marketing, community outreach, all of it.
Oh yeah, we have our problems, no doubt about it. We've got our problems. We have a lack of fan support. We have lack of fans. We have lack of just being talked about in the community. We're not on any of the radio stations. Well, we gave up our own radio station. So yeah, we have our problems, but that doesn't mean that we should just give up on everything.
Right? No, we shouldn't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you've been thinking about all day, but I'm trying to think. I didn't read the Panther cut, so I don't know what it says. But things that stuck out in my head last night were, they took everyone out of Conference USA. If we had joined, we would have been the supreme outlier of moving up from the Sun Belt, right?
Right.
Also, man, this is just not, like I said this before any of this happened, before even UCF was moving, this isn't the right time. This is too soon. We're not ready, right? Like even before any of this unraveled, like we needed a couple more years. And maybe that's part of it. Maybe they were, the admins said, "Hey, we're just not ready for this." Like,
you talk about timing, and what about the fact that this all transpires like what 2 months after we switched presidents?
Also not a good timing.
Yeah. Becker has stepped down. Blake is getting familiar with everything, and you got $1 billion program, university, and then this $30 million athletic budget. So it's obviously not the biggest thing that you're concerned about, and it shouldn't be. There's obviously, as a president of a university, it should not be the biggest thing. But I'm a fan of the program, and I want it to be the most important thing to me. So yeah, you come in there, and I would assume that Dr. Blake is like, all right, Charlie, just been in here, still, they haven't put the nameplate on my door yet. What do you think? What should we do in this aspect? And from all that we know at this point, Charlie goes, we're good.
I don't know. I doubt that was that easy.
But that's what, if Charlie would have come out and said, like when these rumors came out that he said that if he would have said, hey, look, we ran the numbers, and the American without these programs just do not generate enough revenue to justify us jumping programs. We think that there's a better future. And again, this is all coach speak stuff, but there's a better opportunity to grow the Georgia State brand and program inside of the Sun Belt than there is inside of the American. Or the future is too uncertain for us to make a jump at this point. We know what we have is good, and we don't know if the American is going to continue to be that top tier G5 program. If he would have just come out and said anything, released a statement, given me a personal phone call, took me to dinner, buy me a drink or something like that, I'd feel a lot better about the whole thing.
Yeah, you do make a good point there. We said nothing, but we're really good at saying nothing. Apparently, we're on saying nothing. I would agree. I would think that if you did look at what's about to happen, the revenues are going to come down. TV revenue. ESPN's not going to be like, oh yeah, this is just as good as the old American.
Oh yeah, everyone inside of where are they? Connecticut, whatever that Connecticut place is. They're all over there, like just jumping up and down. We got North Texas into the American Conference. Hell yeah, guys, we did it. ESPN has finally made it. We got North Texas into the American.
I'd even say the same about UTSA. I don't know. They weren't. They had some really bad years recently too. It's not like they've been amazing.
They're 6-0 right now.
They are this year. A good time to be 6-0, right?
I think UTEP is 6-0 right as well, which is weird.
That is also weird.
That's UTEP is the one when you look at all these realignment things, they're kind of like the little bastard kid that keeps on getting left out of everything. They're like our Monroe. Like, well, CSA should just drop UTEP, or UTEP needs to go to Mountain West. Or actually, there was talk of UTEP going to the WAC.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I see John Weaver said FAU is the one that gets me. I don't know. They had the Lane Kiffin effect. I guess that's good enough. You split FIU. I mean, look, if you're choosing between FAU and FIU all day.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, John, because when I was going through and trying to put some notes together for today, we started typing out the schools that got accepted, and I had the list of all of the Conference USA teams. I was copying, all right, this one's moving, this one's moving. I'm like, there's 6, but I'm missing one. Which one am I missing? Then I went back and was like, oh yeah, FAU got in there. I totally just blanked over that whole thing. I don't know anything about the F_U programs, so nothing to say, but it's the same thing that talked about with Sunbelt expansion, trying to pick up a Florida school just for the sake of having the Florida recruiting grounds. But hey, just be a head coach like Coach Elliott, and you recruit Florida without even ever going there. Don't recruit your home state, just recruit the other states.
Pretty much.
I'm bitter.
I'm bitter too.
We got another comment here. I wanted us to join the American, but is it still worth it? I think it's likely that Southern or SMU, Memphis, and Wichita all leave. Yeah, I think that's a foregone conclusion. That at minimum, Memphis is gone, and Wichita is going to find himself in the Big East or another good basketball conference. That's accepted. I think that all 6 schools that moved on, and I'm not going to say moved up to, but moved on to
Shuffled.
American.
I'm gonna call it shuffled.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Speaking of the shuffling, we had that letter that went out to the American last week from Conference USA, and like, hey, let's work on reshuffling. And like, no, we're not going to reshuffle, but we will take half of your entire conference.
Hey, that's a great idea, except the idea is we're going to take from your conference. Sorry.
Yeah. So we'll take away. I do think it was kind of funny. Some of the Conference USA people are saying how that American picked up the dead weight, and now Conference USA is stronger without them. Yeah, they went.
Conference USA is on life support, man. There's just
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of that, so we talked about Marshall and Southern Miss. These are two programs that have been long rumored to be wanting to be part of the Sun Belt, and from the Conference USA, it sounds like it's kind of a done deal and they're coming here, but at the same time, there's still some reports that maybe Sun Belt wants to stay pat at 10. What do you think?
I mean, I was actually thinking about this earlier. Do we have to expand? No.
I mean, have to. I mean, it also sounds like it's a done deal that UTA and Little Rock are out. So losing two basketball programs, I don't really care how many basketball programs. We have 30 basketball programs. I don't care.
I mean, as long as we win the tournament every year, I don't, or at least being running for the championship works for me.
I don't really understand why it matters how many basketball teams we have. Sure, we just don't play everybody every season. Just the East Division plays itself, and then the West Division plays itself, and then we meet each other in Pensacola, have a few cocktails, and find out who's the best program. Georgia State is, by the way. So,
real quick break. It's LA 6, Atlanta 5.
God dang it.
2-2 count, 2 outs, top of the ninth.
See, this day keeps on getting better.
I think it's basically the Americans' fault. They started this domino effect.
It's been a really crap day. My kid got kicked out of school today. Apparently, she pooped too much. That's my girl right there.
Too much. Wait, they kick you out for that?
Well, for the day. Well, for 3 days. For the rest of the week, she can't go back until Monday.
She's used up all her pooping credits. She's got to leave.
Yeah, we've reached our diaper changing quota of the week, so you got to come get your kid, and she can't come back. And yeah,
strike out.
So that's the game, right?
That hurt.
Yeah,
that's a game. God, they scored 4 in the 8th.
In the bottom of the 8th, yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, the Braves are gone for now.
Yeah. So something else that's kind of interesting about this. I mean, it's not really that interesting, but so all teams came from Conference USA. All teams are teams that do not have ESPN contracts or Conference USA without that. Well, they have their weird multi-stream
whatever
thing.
That is, CBS Sports. Something.
So there's an argument that's saying that ESPN is the pulling the strings behind this, which obviously they definitely have a lot of say in it, and that's why Georgia State maybe wasn't considered, or that's why we said we weren't interested. I don't know.
I don't. I mean,
all right.
I want to go with we just aren't ready. I don't know. We're definitely not ready. We don't have the facilities ready. Although, do the other school, I guess, FAU, they have their new football stadium, or new-ish, and it's nice.
Apparently, UTSA has trash facilities right now.
Really?
Yeah, that's what if you believe things that are written on the internet by people behind anonymous logins. Yeah, that's what it says. So, I don't know. I mean, I've been to Charlotte Stadium. That's garbage.
Is it?
Oh, it's horrible. It's tiny. I mean,
okay.
It's like Kennesaw. Like maybe like a little bit of a juice.
So you're supporting this? The conference isn't as good as what it says it is, right? It's not P6 anymore.
Oh, I don't think there's any question that it's not. Well, it was never P6, but they obviously had the best G5 program. So I mean, yeah.
Where are you with it? I don't know where you are. Why do you think we're not there? How about that? That's a good question.
I've gone on record many, many times about not liking our conference mates, and now I've got to suck it up and be like, all right, let's just be the best we can in this crap conference. And I just don't know. I don't know if we're there. If we're committed to being the best.
Strive to be a UCF, or
That's what we got to do. But
Be the big
we,
fish in the pond and just ignore everything. I mean, hey, they had to do it for a long time before they got moved up. We got to figure that out. You know, if we had gotten into the AAC right now, we'd be lucky. You know.
oh man, I would probably be really really drunk right now if we'd gotten into the American or the rumors we were going to American today. I'd be stoked. And
No podcast.
oh man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Not that I was not gonna do the show tonight, but I was really disenfranchised by this whole thing. It really frustrated me. I mean, I'm like, what can I not do to show my upsetness with this? I'm like, well, I'm still gonna go to games. I'm still gonna do the podcast.
Ooh, you were there?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what I could do, but I just got to do it. Got to do it all.
That's a bad spot.
All right, here we got another comment. I don't think AAC will survive. What about an East Coast G5? Buffalo, not really East Coast. Buffalo, UMass, Temple, James Madison, Old Dominion, Charlotte, ECU, Georgia State, UAB, FAU, and South Florida. Probably half of that division looks good. I like the idea of Buffalo, but that seems a stretch for an East Coast division. I guess you do a North and a South with that setup. So that's one of the things that's being talked about. So Marshall fans,
it's not going to happen though. I mean, this is what's happening, right?
But Marshall fans have been pretty vocal about this apparent desire to have an East Coast conference, and that maybe Marshall's been in talks with ESPN to try to do something that would bring App and Georgia State and Georgia Southern and Coastal over to Conference USA, and then along with Old Dominion, Western Kentucky, and have this East Coast Conference USA, whatever it's going to be or something. But I just don't see that happening with the media rights that Conference USA has. I mean, if Marshall is in talks with ESPN, maybe, and maybe that's something that Charlie is thinking about. I don't know, but that's definitely something that's in consideration, or at least being talked about, by some people.
I mean, I guess the big question to me is, what schools in the Sun Belt were under consideration, serious consideration, and why did none of them move?
Well, that's the funny thing is we talk about.
We'll never know, right?
Right. The Sun Belt has definitely leapfrogged Conference USA and as far as competitiveness, but the stepping stones had always been FCS, Sun Belt, Conference USA, greener pastures, right? Mm-hmm. And so we thought the Sun Belt was positioned itself above Conference USA, but according to the Americans' pickups, that's not the case. Conference USA is still the feeding ground for the American and beyond.
We should have broke that.
We should have. One thing I find is funny looking at all these message board stuff is the people that say that schools are tied together. Like there was some Trash Down South fan that said that Trash Down South, App State, and Georgia State were all tied together, and it'd be like if we were to move to this whole like East Coast CUSA thing, that would be the deal. Like
they wouldn't package.
Package deal. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then there's talk of Marshall coming to Sunbelt, but only if Western Kentucky comes as well, or ODU comes as well, or something. And I'm like, I just don't think I don't think it works like that. I think that's a fan thing. It's not a realistic thing that happens.
Yeah, I'd say if you're in Conference USA and you're on the sinking ship, you're not going to be like, well, if you pull them off the ship and me, we'll both come. But we're not going otherwise. We're going to stay pat and be on the sinking ship when it sinks.
Yeah, somebody made a great reply. Somebody made a great reply to the Marshall guy, and he's like, all right, so if we go to Marshall and say, hey, we want you into the Sun Belt, and you come back and say only if you invite Western Kentucky as well, so basically assuming that Southern Miss is in there, they're wanting to go instead of to 12 teams into 14 teams and pick up somebody else. So if Marshall is requiring Western Kentucky, we just say no to Marshall and just offer Western Kentucky and be like, all right, we'll take you instead.
You guys want in?
And see how loyal Western Kentucky is to Marshall at that point.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's the same thing when the Trash Down South and App State moved to the Sun Belt. They both of those programs' fan bases make it sound like that was a package deal. If FBS is offered to App State and we said we're taking you, but we're not taking Georgia Southern, there is no way that App State goes, nope, we want to stay in FCS forever so we can be with our buddies.
Yeah, that's
There's no way.
exactly what happened.
And vice versa. There's no way that Southern moves up and only if App State's invited as well. You take the offer when what betters your program. So
You do. I mean, who like? I feel like us and Charlotte are, I don't know, more or less the same. Not very good. Fan support's iffy. We have the better stadium, probably.
hands
They have the better
hands
basketball facility easily, but
Oh,
their basketball has not been anything for a bit. It's not been what it used to be, right? So, but we're about to get our fancy new arena, shiny, brand new, went into the city and all. So, I mean, I feel like we're a Charlotte-esque pick.
Yeah, Charlotte and me.
Who's Charlotte?
And hey, don't tell my wife. Charlotte and Georgia State are very similar as far as recent football programs, not having a lot of success on the field, potential being there. We edge out facilities, no doubt about it, especially when baseball gets moved over to Summer Hill. But yeah,
I don't know. I feel like maybe we were in that list and we
were definitely on the list.
And we didn't go in, and so it's like, oh well, North Texas will come
from North Texas. From what I understand, there were 16 teams on a list, and I think that as far as being contenders, the way I heard it, there was capital C contenders and lowercase c contenders. Don't know if we were a capital C or a lowercase c, but we were a contender for the American spot.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It'd be funny if this conference ends up being better than the new American, right? They'll be like, oh, we did the right thing. Everyone's happy, but still a little salty because we won the American, right?
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. All I know right now is I'm disenfranchised.
All you know right now is you need to get used to the Sun Belt.
What I need to do is open up another little daiquiri, pour that over some ice, and continue this whole drinking spree.
You do that as well. Hey, you know what we should do? We should also invite. No, we shouldn't. Never mind. Let's not do that. That'd be a bad idea.
All right. Maybe we save that for a last call conversation. Or after party.
I wonder if he'd come on the show, though.
Coach Elliott?
Huh? No. Invite Becker on. He's done. Hey, what would you have done?
Yeah, that's a question to have.
Mark Becker, come on the show anytime. We're happy to host you.
I think the question I want to ask Becker, if I could ask him one, is were you satisfied with the direction of Georgia State football upon leaving when you resigned as president? Like, was it going where you thought it should go? Did you care? Were you content? Content. That's the worst thing. Were you content with it? Because you should not be. You should not be. You should not be.
Yeah.
All right. We've beaten this horse for a half hour. Let's talk a little bit about.
Wait, I want to have one more question. It doesn't have to do with the American there.
Okay.
Do we stay at 10? Do we go to 12? Do we go to 14? What do we do?
I think it'd be a huge missed opportunity to not expand the conference. And even though Marshall and Southern Miss are, just like the other programs in the conference, not like us at all, I definitely think they up the branding ability. Yeah. There are better names. Marshall's got a movie. Southern Miss is Brett Favre. Everyone's heard of these programs. They've been around for a while. They definitely have a better brand recognition than your Monroes or Lafayette's or South Alabama's or whatever else is out there. So I think it makes sense to go to 12. I don't think it makes sense to go to 14. I think you go to 14 when you know you're losing somebody.
Right. Well, I mean, American's going to lose somebody. You know it.
Oh, yeah. Memphis is gone. So here's a question for you. There's something else people were talking about was if we do go to 12 teams or 14, do we continue only having an 8-game conference schedule or do we up it to 9 games?
Keep it 8.
So you have a less of a rotation. You play your out of division game opponents less often, but Yeah, right now I think we keep the 8 games. I don't think we go to 9.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I say we add Southern Miss and make them a permanent rotation with Southern, so that the Golden Eagles can beat the Eagles every year.
Well, yeah, and they would, because the trash down south is absolute trash and they suck. So
Exactly.
all this better for. I'm reading the comments here. Yeah, are we done talking about realignment for another 7 days?
I mean, I'm sure something's going to happen between now and then. So yeah, we can move on. Is there anything else happening though? I thought it was just a realignment show.
Pretty much, it feels like it. This would have been great last week when we had no football game to talk about. And I don't even know if we really have a football game to talk about this week. So we got Texas State coming in. The Armadillos are heading into Atlanta for homecoming. Our two teams look very similar to each other. We're both 2-4, 1-1 in conference. They have a weird record so far as far as like the games they've played. They opened up the season hosting Baylor. Lost by 9 points against the number 20 team, so that was a well played game. They beat FIU, and then they got smoked by, or I shouldn't say smoked. They got beaten by FCS Incarnate Word. 42-34 was the final score in there, and that was at home. They go upstairs. They go upstairs, and they get pounded by Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan is like their old stepdad, just beating the hell out of them. Bye week, and then they open up the conference schedule against South Alabama, beat them 33-31, close game. I think South Alabama was undefeated. They weren't undefeated by then, but they were looking good this season. And then they lost to Troy 31-28.
I don't know. I mean, if you look at their 2 wins, they're in overtime, so they're barely winning, if you want to call it that, right? I mean, I don't know. I feel pretty confident in this one. I felt really confident with ULM. I feel confident in Texas State. I think the team will handle business and, notch another win.
Vegas agrees with you.
What does Vegas think?
Georgia State's a 10.5-point favorite.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I say this a lot of games, but I feel like this is a great measuring stick for this team because we really don't know what kind of team we have with our big blowout losses and our near win of Auburn, smoking down Monroe, who upset Liberty this past weekend. So I don't think either one of these teams really know where they are. So having a win here, especially seeing how we win, could tell us a lot about what kind of team we have going forward to the rest of the schedule. Because I think it's we begin our horrible murderous row after this, right? The Southern Lafayette Coastal run is after this.
Yes, I think our next game would be Southern. Yeah. Rivalry game, right? So I mean, it means something, but
yeah.
I mean, looking at Texas State, I don't know. I felt like this is the spot we'd be in. I mean, I thought we'd have one more win. We'd be at,
you thought
3 wins instead of 2.
You thought we'd be at 3-3 instead of 2-4. I mean, that's a realistic expectation. We all thought that we were winning that Army game.
Yeah, I think we all did. I think we looked at last. Was it last year? No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
God, last year. What a screwed up year. Anyway, we beat him in 2019. We didn't play him in 2020. I think we were all a little drunk and didn't realize that, holy shit, Army was pretty good last year. And then when we realized that, I think that became this might be much more difficult than we had first thought.
You think that if we would have started Granger in the Army game, we would have done better? Because Quad definitely seemed out of his element in that game.
I mean, Quad, he struggled every game. I don't know. Would we have done better? Yeah, I do think so. I think Granger just manages the overall game a little bit better than Quad does, in making mistakes for sure.
Yeah, it's like what he
adds. Still really like Quad though.
What he adds, I love Quad. I love Quad. I really wanted to see him do well this year. But I think what Granger adds on his feet is greater than what we lose from the arm that Quad has. Does that make sense? So Quad obviously is better at throwing the ball. should be at least.
Should
But
be.
what Granger adds on his feet just really, really helps the offense a lot more than what Quad can do with his arm.
It definitely keeps the defense honest, right? I mean, I think with Quad, they know most likely he's not going to run, and if he does, I mean, except for the last game against ULM, where Quad came in and had a 30-yard, actually what we call a 70-yard
Yeah.
touchdown.
It went up 10 yards every time we brought it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. I mean, did Coach name a starter? I'm assuming it's still Granger, right?
I actually didn't get a chance to watch the presser this week, but he had said last time that when they picked a starter, they were going to run with it for the entire season. And I think that when he started with Granger going against Monroe and we won like we did, you got to stay with that hot hand.
Yeah.
So
looks like ESPN thinks we're going to win too. 77% chance with their football power index to beat Texas State. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Rolling to Southern, rolling to the trash at 3-4.
3-4 would be the record. Yeah. So I will not be in attendance for this game.
Because you're going to be like in the armadillo mascot costume on the field.
Yeah, I'll be in there.
Be able to see.
What is it? What is it? Burgundy and gold? Is that their colors?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be wearing burgundy and gold over there in the that corner section where they allow the opposing fans. No, I'm gonna be at a wedding because some people don't have calendars when they get married and don't know when football season is. So you guys got to do the tailgate up right without me.
We will definitely make a valiant. No, we'll be fine. It'll be good.
Yeah,
we won't have as many State of Atlanta flags. We'll only have one. But
yeah, I think we need to work on getting all of our banners and stuff over to you, so we can get Ryan, so we can get everything set up. I mean, speaking of Ryan, condolences to the Graham family. They're having to spend their time with Ryan right now instead of him being here with us. So,
oh man, what did they do wrong?
Gave birth to Ryan.
You don't. So not to talk about. Well, you can keep talking about Ryan. That's fine.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I was gonna say the thing that interests me the most about our game with Texas State is just who's gonna show up to be some of the star, like receiving wise. It could be Cradle again. We get rushing. It could be Tucker Gregg. Is he gonna like establish himself as I'm the premier running back?
I think Tucker Gregg's already established that.
Pretty much. Receiving though is not. It's different people every game, right?
Yeah, because like everyone's injured all the time, right?
I think we saw some people injured, right?
I think Tucker Gregg has established himself as the premier running back, with Jemias being right in there for the change of pace type dude. So yeah,
he reminds me of like a bowling ball going down the field. He just
bounces.
No, Tucker Gregg.
Tucker Gregg, yeah, he's weird. Like it's the highlights are fantastic to watch because everybody touches him and just like falls to pieces. Like they can't bring him down. It's great.
And he runs towards them at times because he knows he's going to knock them over, which I like.
Let's see, we got a Dana King over here. State is in a portion of schedule where we can play with people, and we're beating everyone but ooh la la. Need homecoming win to continue momentum. Yeah, we definitely need a win. Like this is a must-win game. Every
game is a must-win game. So more or less.
So Texas State, Trash Down South, Arkansas State, and Troy are all must-win games. That puts us at bowl eligibility. And I got on my soapbox beginning of the season, said we don't lose all three to Appy, Lafayette, and the Beach Chickens. So we lost to App. We gotta beat one of these other two. So
who are we gonna beat?
Right now, I'll probably say Coastal.
Wow.
Lafayette looks super, super strong. Do you see what they did to App State?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this App State? This can't be the same team.
And we play Lafayette coming off of a short week. It's a Thursday game after playing Trash Down South on Saturday. So that's and then that means we get an extra couple of days to prepare for the Beach Chickens. So yeah.
We'll see. I mean, Coastal has their first game of the season tomorrow night, right? Or Thursday night? Wednesday night.
Not the first game of the season, but they play Appy.
The first real game. Yeah.
Appy is it's Thursday, I think, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
I did not prepare. I tell you what, man, I was so out of it today. You're lucky that I got any kind of notes put together whatsoever at all. So
I mean, in this conference, I think we play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, don't we? No.
I don't think there's a
No,
Monday.
they play tomorrow, Wednesday. There you
Wednesday
go.
night. I think there's no Monday Sunbelt game. There's no Sunday or Monday games.
Every other day, this conference is in.
There's gonna be something. Yeah. Does the American do that?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
More limited. Who do you have in the app Beach Chickens game?
I don't know. Originally, I was going to say App, but I think that Lafayette really exposed them big time. So I don't know. I think what makes more sense for us, we need App to have another loss. So actually, I guess we should want Coastal to win that game. We want Coastal to win so that when we beat Coastal, App will have 2 Sunbelt losses. Coastal will have 1. We'll have the tiebreaker. Yeah.
Where's Ryan when you need him? He loves this shit.
When have we ever needed Ryan?
Actually, no, he doesn't really understand this anyway. That's right. I think we want App to lose, so the Beach Chickens, so we can beat the Beach Chickens, and then win the tiebreaker with the Beach Chickens.
It's kind of like a double-edged kind of sport. On one hand, I really want Coastal to be exposed to see that they're not the team that they are. So the more losses they get, the worse they look. But at the same time, mathematically, it does make a lot more sense for App to lose this game and us hand Coastal a loss. I mean, the Coastal can lose some other games too. That's fine. But in this particular game, I think it makes more sense for us to be on the teal side of the ball.
If there's such a side, there shouldn't be.
There should not be. There definitely should not be teal football fields.
How are their fans? Are they upset that they're not one of the 6 schools joining the American or whatever? 5, 4, whatever it is. I don't know.
I don't know.
Are we the only school that's upset?
I think we may be. I spent a lot of time on the Sunbelt message board today, and I really didn't see any of their teams complaining about it. There was talk of us complaining about it on PantherTalk, but I don't think any of their teams were too upset. Yeah, because they don't belong. None of them do. They know that. They acknowledge they don't belong.
Right. We know we don't belong where we are. I mean, they know we don't belong where we are.
We're just out of place. We're out of place.
We are. We're definitely out of place in this conference.
We're the rich kid that moved to the poor school.
I don't know if they would agree with that, but that sounds, relatively the same. Sure.
I could not care any less what they believe. So, all right. Sure. We had some basketball uniform announcements this past week. Got a little bit of controversy on it. I think they look pretty badass.
I like one of the two. The other one can go burn in hell.
So there was the black ones with the Panther script on it, reviving that Panther script with some slight modifications from the Trent Miles era. But I was not a fan of that script when it used for our football team. I said it was a baseball logo. I think it works on the basketball uniforms. I think it looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, I like it on the black. Yeah, I like it. Actually, I liked it so much I bought the shirt. I really did. On Friday night after drinking, I bought the shirt.
Yeah, there you go. They should actually raise prices like on Friday and Saturday nights. Just like the stores just automatically add like 15-20% on there, and you have no idea. He's like, I'm gonna go buy it.
No, we should wear those sexy black jerseys to tech.
No, it gotta be stick with the blue for that.
Blue, but not that other thing.
Yeah. So what do you not like? So the white uniforms have the big Panther head front and center, which we've said that's what been our thing the entire time is we want more Panther head without the word mark. We got it, and now you don't like it. What's going on, Tim? What's up with you?
It's not basketball jerseys, although I know it's the trend and all the kids like it. And
let me tell you where you're wrong.
Huh?
Let me tell you where you're wrong.
Well, I mean, it's what the kids want. It doesn't matter what we think.
Oh yeah. Oh, so Matthew, I agree. Matthew, black is not a school color. However, it's become kind of like a playoff.
Isn't, but every school does it.
Yeah, I don't mind the black basketball jerseys. I never have. I did not like the anthracite on football. I thought it was stupid. I hated mixing it with the blue jersey, like the anthracite pants and the blue jerseys. But you're not wrong. Black is not a school color, but I do like it on the basketball jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta say there that most schools have an alternate uniform color that's not one of their primary or accent colors. For us, that color's black. I mean, what other color would you want?
Why haven't we gone with red? I mean, because red is a alternate color of the program. Why don't we do like an all red, like a red out?
Didn't we have? Oh no, we had orange. We had orange jerseys that one year.
That
Remember?
one year, and I actually love that idea. And I actually went out and I found a orange GSU T-shirt. I don't know what it was actually for, but I found an orange T-shirt with white GSU print. I bought it after that game, and we never wore the orange again for the Samaritan's Feet for Coach Hunter's charity, and they never went back to Africa either. That was supposed to be a thing. That was it seemed like it was a terms of a contract was that the team would go to Africa every year for his Samaritan's Feet charity, and we never went back after that first year.
Shame on us.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. So I mean, so back to the Panther head. I don't know. It's just the balance of that. Like I guess I'm more traditional with my college basketball uniforms. And I saw it come out in the NBA. I didn't like it. I saw college teams do it. I didn't like it. UGA did it like last year or maybe the year before, and it just looks weird. It's just weird. I don't like it. The end.
I like it. I like it. You're wrong.
Is it? So here's the question: are those alternate uniforms, or are those like obviously the black jersey is an alternate? Is the white jersey going to be the home uniform?
I feel like we're going to see a lot more of that black uniform than just as an alternate. You don't do an entire debut video of that uniform and pull it out for the tournament. You know?
True. I mean, did we wear the black ones before that often?
No, they were. They pretty much came in for the NCAA tournament. Maybe the Sun Belt tournament, but I know that was because RJ was definitely wearing black when he did the shot. So
yeah,
I actually think it looks pretty sharp. I like it. But we've been told Mike Holmes replied to a tweet that the blue uniforms are still there. Blue jerseys are still there. So we will have blue and white and have this black option as well.
Maybe they can let the team pick what they want every game.
Matthew agrees with you.
Just like Trent Miles did with the football team.
Yeah, they got to pick like a helmet, jersey, and pants like individually. They no idea which ones were going to win, but you go with everything. Yeah, Matthew agrees. He says the material on the white uni looks thinner too. Good, it's lighter. You can get more air.
More dunks.
Exactly.
Dunk City. Wait, that's FGCU, right?
Slam dunk uniforms. Slam dunk white.
Yeah. What? I thought you have a friend that is big into like uniforms and marketing and colors and all that stuff. What did that person think? I don't want to name them.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about it.
You had one job, man. One job.
I've not talked about it whatsoever. We talked a little bit about the realignment stuff, but not about that at all. Didn't come up in conversation. So
I will say they did put our school colors in the black uniform on the stripes. Blue and white are in there.
I do like that, like the Panthers, the script on it is not blue on the black. That was a big problem we had before, was mixing that blue and black, and it looks smudgy and you can't make it out. So by being the white on the black, you can see it a lot better. And they took the red underline out from what the Panther script was originally.
True. Yeah. It's like a different font too, right? I think so. We had the font police Ryan Graham on it, right?
The P looks very, very different. I shouldn't say very. The P looks different, but the rest of it looks really like the same. So I don't know. We'll see. Is it weird that they did this the last year in the sports arena versus unveiling new uniforms to break in the convocation center?
Oh, they're just doing it now because they're going to unveil new uniforms when we get in there, right?
New uniforms. There we go.
Well, actually, you know what? We'll probably refresh our regular unis. I bet you.
Gotcha.
All right. If we're not, hey, athletics, you watch this. Get on it. You have a year.
Get it done.
Clock is ticking. And the other clock for the Americans also ticking. I don't know what year it is, but it's ticking.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm just on team Big 12. Like, screw the American. Let's just go straight from the Sun Belt to Big 12.
Another comment.
They won't have room in the new center for new university.
Oh man! So you're trying to say something like it's tight up in there? We like tight here at State of Atlanta.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's been some talk that the convocation center is going to be a little bit more
Intimate.
intimate than we thought it was going to be. You and 8,000 of your closest friends sitting on top of each other behind cement posts, like ducking under cement barriers.
I feel like they added more glass, though. I drove by it. What was that, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, and they have more. I feel like there's more glass on one side than I remember the renders having. So
I wish the glass on that window side went higher. I wish it would like all the way to the top of the facility, but maybe they can't do that because you would just see cement wall or cement ceiling. If you did that, who knows? Or steel, whatever it is.
Right. Hey, we'll find out. Will there be a scoreboard hanging from center court?
There will not be.
I know.
I will bet $1 American on that. Okay. I'll take that bet with anybody that wants to do it. Unless there's a million of you, then I won't do it. So, yeah, all right, we're hitting right up at an hour here. I think that's good. Wow. We can talk about some stuff in last call. Yeah. So Texas State, we win that game?
Yeah, easily.
Two score win?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. Sounds
17, good. By 17. There you go.
By 17. All right. Look at that.
I like at least 17.
I think we win as well. I think we win pretty convincingly. Maybe it's closer at the end than it should be, but I think we take a early lead and maybe they get it back into it and they're in the fourth quarter, but not enough to come back. So
yeah. Although talking about winning, how did ULM beat Liberty? That's all I want to know.
I have no idea about that. That's crazy.
Do you travel to the swampland and all your magical Liberty powers go away?
I don't know if this is a prediction, but John Weaver is saying that we'll get our first defensive scorer of the year in this Texas State game. I'd like a little pick six. Can we do that? Can we actually defer the ball on the opening drive
and get the pick six?
And get the pick six on the opening drive. Like flip the script. Like the first 6 games went this way. The last 6 games are going to go that way. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, John, I'm on board.
Yeah, I think their QB forces a lot of plays. So I think John's going with he'll make some mistakes like we used to make recently.
Used to make, currently make.
I don't know. I'm trying to be positive, man. Come on.
I used to make them. I make them too. I still make them too. Yeah. That's my really bad bitch Hedberg trying to make a joke there. All right, cool. All right, man. So let's do last call. I got some more beer to drink and I haven't finished this cocktail yet. And we can talk about all this other stuff some more.
I can continue saying words I shouldn't be saying.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We're going to head over to Last Call. You can find us on patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It's free for anybody or everybody, but it's available on Friday mornings. If you join our Patreon, you get it immediately as soon as I post it. Whenever I get around to that, $3 a month.
$3.
You also get access to our private group chat, which has been incredibly active over the past few days, talking about all this realignment stuff and everything else. Also discounts on our merchandise at our store and all kinds of cool stuff. So please consider joining and help support the program and buying cool mics like this one that I got here. So
that is a fancy mic you got there.
It's pretty nice. It makes me sound sexy. I listen to the show and I'm like, it's kind of turned into my little late night routine. I listen to the show and I think about myself and it's great. It's fantastic. I really like it.
You just keep talking into it all night long.
Yeah, I just like listening to myself. I make my own like little recordings, my little ASMR stuff where I say words and lay in bed with my headphones on. All right. That's definitely a lead into Last Call. So thanks, everybody, for listening. And we will talk to you next week after Georgia State gets themselves a win over the Armadillos. Say goodbye, Tim.
Peace.